Yes, it is the Flow Friday Night Sports Show. Netball action aplenty this weekend. Not so much last weekend, Flowman.
Yeah, the girls got the weekend off, although some of them actually play footy now, I've seen, and a few of the girls that are in netball sides across the central parts actually represented the relevant central area down in the championships at Victor Harbour. So it's good to see that some of the girls are taking up footy, but in netball terms, they're very much looking forward to being back on the court. It could be a bit wet and a bit windy and not so good at conditions for Nettie this weekend.
That is true, Flowman. It's going to be tough going. In Yorke Peninsula, we should have a look at around 12 of matches which will be played this weekend. Central Yorke Cougars taking on Butte. Central Yorke, of course, top of the ladder. Butte right down the bottom. So at home, Central Yorke should start overwhelming favourites there.
They should win. Kadina take on the Southern Eagles, and this one is going to be an absolute beauty because Kadina are in 5th place. Southern Eagles down in 7th. The Eagles, though, would fancy themselves if they can win this. They are still an outside chance of finals.
More than that, they're tied on points at the moment. They've got a final 5 there in Yorke Peninsula.
Yep, 5 it is.
Yep, so they're right there, thereabouts, the Eagles, but we'll see how that unfolds. Moota take on Pascaville, and Moota, of course, second on the ladder, tied on points with Central Yorke Cougars, and they should win that.
Yeah, should get it.
Yep. Last match of the round there in the A grade is the struggling Wallaroo taking on the CMS Crows, and you can't see anything but a CMS Crows win there.
Yeah, you've got to take care out on the courts. Windy, particularly over on the peninsula this weekend. Let's go and have a look at something that's happening across our northern areas netball, and in matches to be played, it's going to be a very important round because what we've got before us is Orroroo and Jamestown Peterborough. At Orroroo, you know how cold it'll be at Orroroo this weekend?
Frigid. It might snow.
Snow.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised that Spud up there in Peterborough, he'd be telling you at Yongala it's going to snow.
Yep, they could get the toboggans out, I reckon.
Yes, they might have to on the netball courts.
Yep, they could. They might need the ice rink cleaner. What's that called? The Zambezi?
Yeah, that's very well done.
Yeah,
Gee.
I had to think about that.
Since you got that beard, you actually might fit in with those fellas up there in the North Pole, those Eskimos, and that with that beard. Looks like you haven't shaven for a few years.
Well, it's about right. Yeah.
Jamestown Peterborough to win that game. Southern Flinders take on BMW. I reckon this is going to be an absolute beauty.
I'm going to go with the car.
All right, I'm going to go with the Lions.
Okay.
Yep, that's like a car, isn't it?
It is the BMW.
Well, Holden with a lion on it, and the BMW.
I suppose.
Yeah. Anyway.
Crystal Brook. Let's talk about them. They're taking on Broughton Mundura. I think maybe Broughton Mundura here.
No, I'm going to go with the Brook. Do you go with them, and I'll go with them. Yep, that's how we will see it. We'll go now and have a look at what's happening in northeastern netball. And after having the weekend off last weekend, the girls will be pretty excited about that. And they're looking forward to getting back out onto the courts. I know that the Blythe Snowtown girls are going to welcome the BSR girls. And this is down at Blythe. And those courts are beauties. And they're going to have a great time down there. I just got a feeling that the girls from BSR might get up and win this.
Well, they've got plenty to play for both sides at the moment, so the double chance is certainly up for grabs there in A1 netball in Northeastern. So you're under Robertstown, North Clare. You're under Robertstown third on the ladder, North Clare right down the bottom, but they have had 2 wins, so they're not out of the hunt. This is a very close competition, Flowman.
It is, but I think the girls from the Southern Saints, I reckon that they'll get up because they want second on the ladder here, and if you have a look at where the other clubs are, an upset for BSR with Blythe could put them right into that. Yep,
agree with that. And the last match of the round there, South Clare taking on Min Man. And this is a very, very important game. Min-Man, South Clare, 2 wins each, 5th and 6th on the ladder. The winner tacks on. The loser is probably done.
Yeah, I think so. And at the South Clare, at the Clare Oval, and very, very wet there a couple of weeks ago when North Clare were taking on Min-Man. Min-Man actually have played there at the same venue with the last 2 games. So interesting, they'll get those courts and they'll feel like they're home courts after playing there just 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to go with the Min-Man girls.
All right. Moving to Barossa Light and Gawler netball next. Freeling at home to South Gawler. It's very hard to make a case for Freeling, considering they haven't had a win yet. I can't see them starting on Saturday. Gawler Central taking on Kapunda. Now, this is a very important game. They're 3rd and 4th on the ladder as it sits right now, and both still with a chance of the double chance. So, oh boy.
And the loser, the problem for Kapunda here is as they drop in and out of this top 4, a loss with somebody else above you or whatever just puts you right back into the hunt for Anguston to take that 4th place or even Newry. But I think it's certainly at this point in time they're pretty safe, I think, Kapunda, and I think they'll have a good game. And I reckon they'll actually beat Gawler Central.
Well, it should be an interesting game. Tanunda and Anguston. Well, the reality here is that Tanunda right down the bottom of the ladder, just the one win. Anguston must win this to stay in touch with the top 4, and they should.
Yeah, I think there's still 3 games adrift, but they have to win this game, obviously, and rely on results for go against Kapunda.
Yep. And the Donnybrooks, they are at home, I believe, this weekend taking on Barossa District, the top side. Williston, it's going to be hard work for them. You'd think Barossa District winning.
Yeah, and the wet weather too. Girls play better in the Barossa Districts, even though it's on a hard court. They seem to handle the wet conditions. They train in them quite often at Williamstown, so I'll go with them to win it.
I agree. Adelaide Plains Netball A1 competition, and let's have a look at the matches coming up this weekend. A1 match of the round was probably Malala taking on Virginia, you would think, Flowman.
Yeah, these two sides are fairly interestingly 3rd and 4th on the table. Virginia 5 wins and Malala 4. I'm going to tip the Magpie girls here to win.
Oh, okay. Balaclava taking on Long Plains. So Long Plains haven't looked like winning, and they did have a draw, so I shouldn't say that, but Balaclava should win that comfortably.
A long day for the Long Plains girls.
Well played. Two Wells taking on Hamley Bridge is the final match of the round, and both of these sides, again, it's one of those situations where the winner tacks on to the top 4 and stays in touch. The loser is nearly done, I reckon.
Yep. Like an ABBA song, the winner takes it all here.
Yes,
and I'm telling you now, whoever wins is staying in touch. Whoever loses is out of contention this year.
So who's going to win?
I reckon I'm going to go with the girls from Hamley.
When in doubt, go the home side.
You
Two
love
Wells.
the Hamley girls.
No, I'm backing the Two Wells crew.
Okay, you're going 2 Wells.
Yeah, yep.
All right.
The rest of the time.
That's called double dipping into 2 Wells.
Maybe, yeah. Probably. It seems like a good place to leave it because that conversation's going nowhere.
It
but
is. Good
luck to the netballers across our mid-north and Adelaide Plains areas. I hope you don't get too wet whilst playing this weekend. And Flowman, we'll move down to the Mallee next with Nicole McMahon. She'll be joining us next.
Looking forward to it here on the Friday Night Sports Show.